Deal.
He died on an empty stomach. And because it happened that way, the theory is the biggest mafia rub-out of the decade took place with considerable help from inside the dead mobster's family.
John wanted me to set up a meeting with Sammy Gravano to talk to him about the matter. Sammy accepted. And we set up a meeting in Brooklyn. Sammy, John is putting together a hit team to take Paul Castellano out. And he wants you in. Where the fuck is John? John sent me to... Yeah, I know John sent you, but where the hell is John? Like, he wants me to take Big Paul, our boss, the boss of bosses, out. He wants me to kill Paul Castellano. And he was too busy to come here himself and tell me? But Sammy, I want to talk to John. Sure, that would happen. He just sent me to ask you if you want to do it. See, Angelo, I really like you. I'm not gonna say yes. I'm not gonna say no. Killing Paul Castellano is gonna have consequences. It's most probably a war. And I can't go through a war alone. Us three, we cannot do it. Me, you, and John Gotti. So I'm gonna drive straight to Frankie the Chico's and tell him whatever you said. About a week later, Frankie the Chico sent for me. Frankie the Chico could be the toughest guy on the hit team. If he wasn't, it was alright. He was a captain, he had influence, he had power, and everybody respected him in the Cosa Nostra. Curious about what he had to say, I drove to his place. Parked the car, walked to the door of his house, I knocked, he came out. So as he opened the door, he stepped 1 foot forward, hugged me, and he was touching my back, looking for microphones. Then he tapped me on the chest to see if I had bugs on me, and when he saw it was clear, he shook my hand, smiled, and invited me in. There was nobody in his house. But I saw Sammy Gravano's car parked on the side of the street. So where was Sammy? Frankie the Chico opened the door to his basement, pointed in. We both stepped in, went down the stairs. At the center of that basement were 3 chairs. Sammy Gravano sitting at one of them. As we stepped in the basement, Sammy stood up, came closer to me, shook my hand, and then we all sat down. As I sat down, Frankie the Chico asked me if I wanted a drink. I refused. Let's talk. Frankie sat down, he looked deep into my eyes and said, "Why do you want to kill Paul Castellano? What is the motivation?" And he was that serious. Frankie the Chico was one of the toughest guys I've ever seen. The room went quiet for a second. And I started talking. Paul Castellano is our boss. In fact, he's the most powerful of all the Cosa Nostra bosses. But lately, he's been breaking so many rules and is bringing a bad name to the family. All he cares about is money. That's why he's doing drug business. He's heavily involved in heroin business. And that's against the rules. He doesn't respect the life and it puts everybody in danger. And for me personally, Paul Castellano doesn't like me. I don't know why, but he made 3 attempts to get me killed. And the most recent one was his attempt to feed me to Roy DeMeo. He put a contract on Roy DeMeo to feed me to him. He killed Roy DeMeo because he thought Roy DeMeo would testify against him at that court. And now Because of the tapes, me and Angelo are in danger. I say we kill Paul Castellano and we reform the family. We reform the Cosa Nostra. Sammy Gravano was listening patiently. So was Frankie the Chico. Frankie picked a lighter from his pocket. He lit up a cigarette. I said, "What about you? Why is it that you want to kill Paul Castellano?" He took a puff of his cigarette. Killing Paul Castellano, who was our boss, is against every rule in the book. You don't kill your boss. The boss is like your father. And why do you think it was a good idea to tell me and Sammy about your interests to kill Paul Castellano? We're not gonna help you. And let me tell you something. Killing Paul Castellano is gonna have consequences. You're thirsty for power. How far would you go for that power? First you have to kill Paul Castellano. Then you have to kill all the Castellanos. And all the Gambinos. And everybody in Sicily. Because they have ties in Sicily. You think you can do it alone? What do you want? It's not about what I want. It's about Cosa Nostra. Me and Sammy, we're making shit tons of money. It's not about power and money for us. It's about Cosa Nostra. This guy's disrespecting your life, and we agree with you on that. But it's not personal for us, it's personal for you. Here's the deal. We help you take Paul Castellano out. We make you the boss. I become your underboss. And Sammy becomes a captain. Deal.
Working on the theory that there was internal strife within the family.